YouTube, what's up? Hope everybody's doing well. Hopping right on into it here today. Shop tour number 2 with my boy Sam Rankin with Etch Outdoor. Super excited about bringing this tour to you guys. First off, big thank you to Ballard Products, LMN, and of course Cujo Yardware for sponsoring this year's shop tour of 2025. We're going to talk a little bit more about Cujo later in the video. All things being said, Sam's building a great business out there, brand new facility. Couldn't be more excited for him and the rest of his team. If you guys enjoyed today's YouTube video, don't forget to leave a big heart, a big thumbs up. Leave me an encouraging word down below, maybe for that guest. I know they're going to be reading those comments that you guys leave. And then number 2, don't forget to check out the Fullerton Unfiltered podcast, where you guys can learn another 30 to 45 minutes, hear the startup story, hear Sam and I just banter back and forth about their growth. So we'll make sure to leave a link in the description down below for that. With that being said, let's hop on into it. All right, guys, we're hopping right on into it here. Super excited about revealing our next guest, and you guys probably already know with the blue, Mr. Sam Rankin. How's it going, brother?
Good. How are you, Brian?
So good to see you, man. How you been?
You as well. Good.
Doing good?
It's been a couple years since we've had you back here. Obviously saw you at Lawntrepreneur Live, which was an awesome event for those that didn't make it.
Totally forgot, but obviously you were there. You did a great job.
Thank you.
You were a leadoff hitter.
Yeah, first time that I had to get outside my comfort zone. And I tell our team to do that all the time, but then when you have to do it, it's completely different.
It's a little different speaking in front of 300 peers and professionals.
Yes.
And you were a little nervous.
Very. I was trembling. I was shaking like a leaf in fall. It was bad.
You did great. You did great. It was a really good time. Thanks for making the trip out.
Of course.
We wedged you into the schedule last minute, but you brought value to the whole audience. Well, again, and 2 years ago, we did a shop tour, spring shop tour.
Yes.
Right? We came on your guys' kickoff day.
Yep, exactly.
And a lot has changed since then. Business has grown. They've got a brand new facility, which I'm so stoked about and so happy for you guys. We're going to do a little tour for you guys today, but for anybody who maybe didn't see you at LAL, didn't see the first spring shop tour, you're popping up all over the place. You guys got great things going on with Etch. Maybe just give them a quick 2-minute background on you, and then we'll just do the tour.
Sure. Sam Rankin, Etch Outdoor. We're just north of Des Moines, Iowa here. Every road into Des Moines, Iowa seems to be closed, as Brian found out this morning. Everything is closed. It's road construction season here. But
that's right.
We've got about 47 employees and serve 2 markets now this year. We are starting to serve a new market in eastern Iowa. It's called Cedar Rapids, Iowa City, for those that are around the Midwest. Predominantly, though, here in the Des Moines metro, a lot of Ankeny, a lot of West Des Moines. Those are kind of our 2 main hubs that we serve. Full service, so we've got design build, a lot of commercial maintenance, as well as a lot of residential fert and weed control and irrigation. Not a ton on the residential maintenance. It's just not a estate management style market here. A lot of smaller $300,000, $400,000, $500,000 homes that are on quarter-acre lots. So take what we can get, do a lot of that fert and weed control and irrigation. Since you saw us last time, so that was about 2 years ago, as Brian said, a lot is the same brand, a lot of the same people, and a lot of the same things, a lot of the same initiatives. Difference, we're about double the size of revenue, but only probably about 15 to 20% more in equipment. About double the staff. We've got our team wall, because it's ever changing, as we have all the crews up with Polaroids. That's part of their onboarding, is we get a picture of them, we get them up on our wall with what crew they're on, so some fun stuff there. And then obviously, the most important thing is we've got a new facility. We were building that last time Brian was here. I believe it was starting to go to construction or very close to. And anybody who has built or is building, it takes a lot more time and it takes a lot more money than you ever dream of. Hear it from me first that it was painful, it was expensive.
We both made it.
Yes, we have. So we'll start the tour. We're going to talk shop. We'll talk out in the yard. All the trucks are gone, but I'm sure Brian will throw some B-roll over that. And then we'll go through the office space. I'm sure I'll tell you things that we did really well, things that I would change. My goal is not just to show you a shop, but like to show you all the little things that nobody told me about that I'm found out or found from others. So
appreciate that.
Yeah, first thing, this is kind of the kitchen gathering area. We're going to end up walling this off, but we didn't want to change the plans later on. We get this through our payroll service, Innova. We pay like $2 or $3 per month, and any time that there is a labor law poster update, they send it to us. We don't have to ask for it, we don't have to request it, we don't have to go buy it or figure out that there is a new update. They just send it to us. Like, very nominal fee. Just do that, and it's legally required. So, was talking about this a little bit, but we've got, strategically, it's not an org chart. It is all of our crews, and specifically our admin overhead positions are down on the bottom. We did that because I wanted to make sure that our team knew that they were the most important ones and not us, because that's frankly not true. Our field staff are the most important people here, and I think Brian saw it. I hope through the other clips, or if you've heard me speak, we are nothing without our frontline staff. They make this place run. So
that's awesome.
It's hugely important. We've got the TV wall. Still got to figure out how to make it really run perfectly all the time. Obviously, the computers go to sleep. So we've got 2 mini computers behind. We've got a top set and then a bottom set. 2 mini PCs, love them, works really well. Had a bunch of questions on those. We run Aspire, so schedules are typically up. Obviously, that one went to sleep there. So next, talk over in this corner, we got a mannequin.
I was gonna say, we gotta go back to the mannequin.
Yes.
I love all the shops they have different names for the guy. But
Safety
if you don't look
Steve.
like that, then you can go home, right? That's the idea.
Safety Steve. It scared Brian this morning, which was awesome. I caught it out of the corner of my eye. I'm hoping I can get the camera footage for that so we can pump that in. But simply, we had a little bit of trouble with guys showing up in uniform, guys and gals for that matter. But we were struggling with that, and so now it's very easy. Do you look like Steve? No. You can either buy a new shirt or you can go home and grab yours. Those are really the only 2 options we have here. Our new hires, and you'll notice this again in that B-roll, is all of our new hires wear blue vests. We want to make sure that our team knows, hey, this individual is a little bit newer. They might not know the ropes, so give them an opportunity to learn a little bit faster, teach them something new. It's also reflective, so if they're in a dangerous position, hopefully they stand out and we see them. Still matching blue, but has those stripes. We also then don't have to give out a stack of $200 uniforms, and if somebody doesn't make it those 30 days, then they obviously don't get those uniforms without a hat and a vest.
I love that.
If they do, it's kind of a ceremony type thing where, hey, now you're really, truly part of the team.
Love that.
Keeper system. So I'll use an example here. So you get these geared pegs, and these go on our employees' personal car keys. So like to get my mini excavator out here, we turn this to the left, we pull out the mini excavator key. This is now locked in here. So the employee keys, as you can see here, are locked in. Nobody can get them out. Then you come back in at the end of the day, put the mini key in, twist it back to the right, and you get it out. So super simple. We like it.
Keeper pen?
Yeah,
Keeper systems.
Keyper. Outrageously expensive for something that is mechanical. But we were just struggling, like keys were getting left in trucks and in machines, and it's like somebody could just walk in here and wipe us out. And so now everything every night gets put back here. Try to keep things easy.
Love it.
So moving along, so this side is kind of our maintenance. So sharpen blades, we pull stuff in here. Sometimes there's skid loaders parked in here to keep them out of the weather. We've got all of our electric handheld batteries that we're charging. Those are there, as well as we've got sets of mower blades. So our crews do not sharpen their own mower blades. Our mechanic, Jorge, will do that. Our crews will be the ones that come in, lift up that mower, zip them on, zip them off. But for consistency's sake, sharpening blades, it's not as easy as you think at surface level. So in order to make sure it gets done right.
Does he do that? Does he do that before or after, or over the weekend or nights, or how does that go on for like a day-to-day operation? Or how often do you guys change blades?
Yeah, so we change blades twice a week. Everybody's got an assigned day, so there'll be about 2 crews a day that change blades. And really important, we want just to keep as much usable space. If we had all crews coming in, it would get kind of hairy. We always fuel up and change blades at the end of the day.
Gotcha.
We never are doing that in the morning. Guys want to go home, they're tired, and so they seem to get in, get out quite a bit faster if we're doing it at the end of the day. But they're always getting pre-sharpened, so they're not getting sharpened when we're doing it. The old blades will go there. Jorge knows what he's asked to sharpen. He usually will just get that done first thing in the morning, so it's kind of off his list.
Love it.
The stretch pipes, we've got those with just something to make stretching a little bit more entertaining, more engaging. Obviously, air compressors up top. Some steel here, watch your step. So this is one of our new rigs that'll go on the road here, hopefully this week. So we get these from K&K Manufacturing, they're out of Georgia. And then we've got our box trucks that we've kind of been starting to be synonymous for. That's our motto, we love it. Equipment stays inside, we lock the back, it stays safe. There's no load and unload time. I was doing the math for somebody that it costs more to not buy new racks for the labor taking things in and out every single day. They're like, well, it's gonna get stolen. It's like, just get a lockable rack. Well, that's $2,500 for a fleet of those. Well, you're spending $2,500, it's just a soft cost, you're not seeing it. So,
right.
that's the wrap that we've kind of stuck with on all of our rigs. We really like it.
I was going to say, I don't think everybody's really seen the new wraps, at least not on my content. I know you guys do great on social, but this wrap looks absolutely beautiful. And I've really come to appreciate wraps as I just spent an arm and a leg redoing all of ours. So you know how that goes.
They're outrageously expensive. We've got a really good local company that takes care of us.
Beautiful.
Big thing, we get it all the time. I see all the blue trucks. And so keeping a lot of blue was big. We wanted a big white Etch logo. So again, everybody knew who it was rolling down. You'll notice there is no phone number on here. There's no website on here. We did that strategically. We want people to Google us. We don't want somebody to just call a phone number on the truck. I want an educated client coming to talk to us. So if they just search Etch Outdoor, they're going to see our Google My Business page. That's the first thing that's going to pop up. Well, they're going to see 149 reviews, a 4.8 star rating. So they're going to go, oh, well, this company must be legit.
That's
Got
awesome.
it. They click the website. Now they see more about us. They're coming to us instead of just a phone call. Hey, I need my grass cut. They're coming to us like, wow, okay, I need my lawn mowed, but I see you also do fertilization, weed control, irrigation, all these other services, and I need a landscape project. Well, they're just coming to us better educated, and we find, maybe it's a mental thing, but I believe they come more educated and they're going to be a better client.
Yeah, my younger brother says they get the full experience on the website.
Absolutely,
Yeah,
absolutely.
And again, like you said, soft cost, but saves on admin time, picking up the phone 50 times a day.
For sure.
That adds up.
So just a bunch of kind of miscellaneous storage in here. We've got a sport court going out, in-ground trampoline back there that are going to a job that we're still learning. As Brian always says, the paint's still wet. We've been in here about a year exactly on the production side. Our office and admin side got in here about June. And so we're still learning, man. It is trying to figure out how to make the place work best is obviously a little challenging.
Well, you're watching the shop tours and part of them now, so we're all learning together.
Yeah.
Which is great. And Sam, let me ask you this really quick, because before this, just to paint the vision for the guys, you didn't just start here. I know that's kind of a no-brainer statement, but what was your thought process between building and renting, because you guys are making the investment with the building, and I know a lot of guys that are probably watching this type of video are navigating that bridge, right? So you guys were renting previously, if I'm not mistaken, at the other place, and I remember you saying it was a big Band-Aid, and it worked great.
Yep.
But then you decided to take the plunge. So do you got like any thoughts or any things that you can share with us on that?
For sure. So we've been in 4, maybe 5 places. First is my parents' garage, same place everybody starts.
That's right.
Then the next spot, we were about 1.5 miles south of here, a little bit closer to town where we primarily serve. We're storing everything in the back of the farm. We traded the farmer. We took care of the place. He let us keep our stuff there. It was great. Work tow, we had about 8 to 10 employees. Unfortunately, the gentleman that let us be there passed away, and full family feud. We got the boot, so we bought this place. And we were operating off of this. It was just a grassy field with a shipping container, and we parked everything out there. Keys stayed in trucks, equipment on trailers. Thank goodness we were in a very safe community, didn't have any issues. I come to find out now that we have cameras that cops are through here like every single night.
Oh, that's
which
great.
is awesome.
That's
they just
awesome.
Help themselves drive through.
That's right.
I should get a coffee going for them in the middle of the night. That'd be even better. But we were here for probably about 6-8 months. We had several pieces of certified mail from attorneys showing up. Hey, we're going to start finding you $5,000 a day, blah, blah, blah. I just said, oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't know you couldn't do that. And it was easier to ask for forgiveness instead of permission. From there, we acquired Outdoor Advantage and moved into their facility, which was the previous shop tour. And that was our first kind of foray into actually having a building with 4 walls, some offices, albeit plywood. It was good. And
Well, back then, lumber prices were through the roof.
Correct.
So I'm like, this guy's rich.
Yeah. So believe it or not, this is all still plywood. That is a firewall, so that's sheetrock, but it's all still plywood, just painted now, so it looks quite a bit better.
That's right.
And then made the decision. We obviously had purchased this land. We knew we were going to build eventually. Went through, I think, 3 different site plans to get to what we ended up with. And the problem was we kept getting a site plan developed, and then something like a business-changing event, or even just time. We were our 6th year in business. We'll do, 6-7+ million this year in revenue, and so we just kept growing out of what we were going to build, and that was the problem. Like, for example, we are strapped at max capacity for parking here already. So we're just trying to keep learning, keep figuring things out as we go. And it is, like I said, it's very expensive. I never dreamt that I'd own a piece of real estate like this. And it's just,
And we're not done.
We're not done, unfortunately.
We were just talking about that before we started.
Yeah,
it is an expensive proposition.
Yard's a little bit muddy. We just had some extra concrete poured, so there's some cracks in this pavement. And I was talking to the guy, and they said there'd be no cracks in the concrete, so he's going to come warranty it. And I just said, hey, measure it up, and why don't you just add it on? And so we just went ahead and we added some square footage of concrete to make the concrete apron a little bit bigger, save them the time. I mean, it's like I said, it's going to crack no matter what.
Concrete cracks, bro.
It does.
That's right.
It's hard and it's cracked. It's gray.
I would take cracked concrete over no concrete.
Oh,
there you
absolutely.
go. There you
absolutely.
go.
So we just backfilled that. We also, in the last couple of days, we've had like 2.5 inches of rain. So it's a swamp. Thankfully, lawns are staying dry because they were really thirsty.
Yep.
But we've got this kind of beautiful muddy apron here that we just got to make nice again, or do our best. So, the yard is kind of set up strategically. Employee parking is off to the north side here. There is, unfortunately, or whatever, fortunately, I guess, there is a gas pipeline that runs through there, and that goes into town. So that's the main service line, high pressure gas line for the entire community. So we couldn't put our building any further that way. Worked out just fine, it's all parking. But nobody really uses this kind of entry exit except for like production managers. As you can see, Brett's truck here, Cole usually parks in here, and they just drive in and out that way. But I'll flip you around here. So all of our production trucks come in and out of the south entrance. And strategically, I made sure it was this entrance because I put the fuel barrels there. Fuel fill-ups are on the left side of vehicles typically in America. And so we have our fuel barrels, our dumpster. So when somebody pulls in at the end of the day, they pull into the fuel system. They have a 3-digit PIN, a 4-digit password. They put the truck number in, and it dispenses only the right fuel. So our entire fleet is gas. You can't put diesel in a gas truck. You also can't put premium in a gas truck because premium was only for the mowers, so they have to put a mower asset number in. They can't put mixed fuel. I tried to dummy proof it, if you will. Thankfully, no mistakes yet.
That's awesome.
It keeps an honest man honest too, that we don't have to go out there with padlocks and lock the fuel up. Anytime anybody needs it, it's there. Fuel, somebody asked me this, is fuel any cheaper? No, it's about the same price as you pay at the pump, but now we're not going to gas stations. That is the big saver, is time. So anytime we can save time, it's awesome. Everybody's favorite, the paver graveyard. I would do anything not to have that, but it's there, it is what it is. We're doing a garage sale, I hope, so we can just get rid of it. Otherwise, about every 4 months, we just send it to the crusher and get rid of it.
There you go.
We have a little bit of a dumping pile back there. Our snow stuff, we're still trying to figure out where we can store that to try to keep it inside, keep the hoses from getting brittle, and the plow guards. The red container has all of our snow machines in it. The white container along the back has all of our Christmas lights in it. And then this gray container is all of our construction stuff. So they run out of a container now instead of from out of the shop because they kind of have that back run there. And so I wanted to keep their tools as close to them as possible. We're going to hoop that, put a temporary hoop shed over it, just canvas. And so then hopefully we can get as many plows and everything in there on top of the containers, just that way clean it up, but also have it be a little bit better. So
love it. That's awesome, man.
Yeah,
great job.
Some trucks out here, some extra fleet that we need to get live. It's just not quite ready yet.
I see the floor sweeper truck. How are we doing with that?
Yeah, it is hopefully going to be going out one night a week this week, all summer.
Still part of the business?
We sold the striping guns, so we're no longer painting the lines. We've partnered with a local company that is having us do a lot of their sweeping. They're doing all of our striping. We don't have any equipment to do it anymore. We just realized to get really good at that, you got to do it all the time.
That's right.
And
okay.
It's really challenging.
All
it is.
good.
So we're going to go interrupt some people working hard and kind of do the walkthrough of the interior space.
I'm following you. All right, guys, we'll take a little intermission here. Hopefully you're enjoying the shop tour with Sam Rankin and Etch. He is doing fantastic things over there, and I'm super proud of the growth that those guys have had. Really quickly, as you guys know, tour sponsors are Ballard Products, Element, and today's sponsor, Cujo Yardware. We couldn't do these tours without those guys. Thank you so much to you guys as well for using the promo code Brian or Brian's 10 or mentioning our name as you guys sign up for Element and whatnot to save you guys self some money and put a little bit back into our pocket. That literally goes right back into funding the great content that we're trying to get for you guys. As you guys may imagine, flights are not cheap. Hotel rooms are not cheap. Car rentals with Turo are not cheap. And for every shop tour that we do, it does cost quite a bit of money to go capture that content for you guys. So sincerely, thank you guys as well for supporting what we're doing. That being said, I just wanted to show you guys the Cujo Yardwear product. If you guys for some reason are living under a rock and haven't seen what they're putting together, these are the lawn care shoes that all of our guys wear and the landscape guys wear, the boots. We've got the regular Cujos. There's the slip-on Cujos called the Jags. We've got the work boots. We've got the snow boots. Everything in between, the X1 landscape boot. Here's the Jags in the limited edition, the red, right? Looking pretty awesome for all you guys rocking Toro or X-Mark or Ferris. So those are gonna be my new ones as I slide those on. If you guys wanna support a family-owned business with Craig, Kelsey, and Sean, that is the owners and founders of Cujo Yardwear. You're not gonna find a better group with a better product and a great company like them out there supporting lawn and landscaping pros. So make sure you guys check out Cujo.com. I'll leave a link in the description. Don't forget to use the Brian's 10 code as you guys check out so you guys can save some money as you guys re-up your footwear going into the spring season. All right, everything being said, let's hop back on into it here. Thanks again for watching this video. Big thumbs up. Leave us some comments to help out that algorithm and we'll catch up with you guys inside the video. Let's go check it out.
Main door, main entry from our shop. It is hustling and bustling in here. We've got the most important area, which is the coffee. That is going all the time. We started a pest control brand. We separated that off from our lawn and landscape side. Insurance was way cheaper to do that. And then we also built a family-friendly brand called Yardline Pest Control, your home's best defense. Catchy, stupid.
I love it, bro. I love it.
I designed that, came up with that idea. So also want to make sure I showcase these beautiful shelves that my wife just did. She is the one who is in the process of decorating all of this kind of piece by piece for me, which is super helpful.
The lady touch.
Correct.
Makes it actually feel like home.
It does, it does. We're still getting things going in here. We just started renting a printer. It's like $100 a month and it's the best money we spend because we go through printers like it's going out of style. Nate and Connor down here. So Nate is one of our business development reps. He's an awesome leader on our team. And then Connor, our account manager, sits on the other side. Everybody's got whiteboards at their desk area. Really important, just that space to document stuff, find key priorities. This space here, so all of our new hires go through Greeniest training actually. They have about 2 days of onboarding through Greeniest videos, in the field training, sitting with HR, sitting with our controller who does all of our payroll, sitting with myself, and just kind of getting the lay of the land. We wanted to make the onboarding experience feel far more serious in order for them to take things a little bit more seriously. So they sit here and it's worked pretty well so far. We got to figure out how to break it up a little bit more because it is tedious. It is a really long day of just watching videos, but they'll also sit in those chairs you saw right behind Brian, get comfy, get cozy, throw the headphones on and just watch all these videos. So
let me ask you if you don't mind, as we aspire to grow, and I've been learning a lot last 6 months, going to a lot of masterminds and networking events, talking about training and onboarding. Who's shooting the videos? How have you guys built your video library? Who's making the investment there? And why are you making the investment there?
Yeah, we actually haven't shot any of our own. They're all Greeniest training videos.
Oh, really? Okay,
yep,
awesome.
Yep. We pay that subscription.
And they're great.
They are. And we have generic logins. So we don't have, and I don't champion this, but maybe they have their own login. We just move seats around all the time. It's not something that our employees have all of the time. So we've got 2 seats dedicated for that, and then our field staff kind of continually goes through more and more videos.
Rotates through.
Yep, we just rotate the seats around. But we just haven't, because this, it costs hundreds of thousands of dollars to really do an in-depth full training library, where this is like $150 a month. Like, it's so cheap, but it's a way that now we have documented that they've watched safety training videos. They've done all these things. And not only does it just flat out help our team be safe, but it also is helping lower insurance rates. It's also preventing accidents, and it's lowering our work comp mod rate. All those things that you don't always see, but you can definitely kind of feel.
That's right.
Definitely kind of feel. So
that's great.
Up front, there's not a whole lot up here. Amanda is on the phone. Sorry, I'm just yelling. And then this is kind of a cool space. So this is our conference room, and this is something that I'm super proud of here. Selfishly, is we've got kind of the 3 brands that Etch has been and just kind of taken off. When it was S&H Landscaping, my best friend and I decided that we were qualified to cut lawns, and we just went out and hustled. A little sweat around the neck on that one. but I like that it's a little bit dirty. We rebranded in, would have been probably 2014 to Ankeny Lawn and Landscapes. Ankeny was the town that we were in. Lawn and Landscapes were what we were doing. It was definitely not Sam's Lawn Care, because I never wanted to make a job, but it was always to really run and grow a business. And then in 2020, give or take, I should probably know this date, but we rebranded again to Etch Outdoor Living. Again, you can see the contrast here. I always was a fan of that cursive logo that didn't necessarily brand super well. It doesn't print the best, but it was unique, it was script, it was finer. And then we went to the blue because I wanted to get away from everybody's green, everybody uses block fonts. I wanted to do something unique and different. And Etch, people ask this, Etch is simply describe. I wanted to describe a different experience, create backyards that stand the test of time, and really just do business, and especially in this industry, different. There's a lot of the same. So that's what we got.
That's beautiful, brother. I love it.
Yeah, core values, again, they're kind of everywhere in our facility.
Yeah, we're seeing core values, 5S lean, mission and vision statements everywhere.
All those ugly business things that are now becoming cool.
And you said you were doing 5S lean before, or lean was cool?
Yeah, it was, this is important, Brian. While we're on video, I got to get the good stuff in here, get some diesel. We have always done, we've always tried to be lean, but it was something that Cole did last year for that was his fourth quarter rock. So we follow EOS. So what the heck is EOS up there? Can't teach a kid to ride a bike at a seminar. All of our new salespeople read that. But we are really diving into EOS right now. We've always done some of those principles, but now everybody on the entire team is, we had a level 10 yesterday. So everybody's halfway through the book. In 2 weeks, everybody will be done with it. And I'm sure it's going to provoke some hard conversations around, the right person, right seat, get it, want it, capacity to do it. But it's those things that if, we want to go from where we are at to, throw big numbers out there, 100 million, 200 million, like we've got to do those things. And it's hard, but I think everybody ultimately here wants to grow. And I think that's something we're pretty proud of. So,
love it, brother. Love it.
Upstairs we go. This is upstairs. You'll find our design landscape, my office, as well as our controller. So Krista, she's at an appointment this morning actually, but our controller sits here. She's got her own little corner. She's got the best view because she gets to look out and see the yard. You can pop in there too.
That's true, that's true.
She can see the yard out that window, which is super nice. We do have a little bit of room to grow here. We've got, this office is open. We talked about doing a podcast studio in here. But the last thing this world needs is probably to hear more of my voice. So
the world does need another podcast, too.
That is, another landscape podcast is what we need.
You can take over ours. I'll give it to you for a year.
I don't have the time for that. I don't know how you do it, but
there you go.
Do something with that. And then up here are the folks that create all the beautiful landscapes that we do. So Gabe is the man. Gabe's newer. You've been here 4 weeks? About?
Still time to run. No, I'm just kidding.
He is, I love Gabe because he is probably the hungriest person I've ever met. That's been awesome. Jalen she started as an intern. She was our first ever intern. Only ever intern actually, because she stuck around and didn't want to leave. And so Jalen is awesome because every single day I give her a hard time as I walk out of the office, and now she has started giving it back, which gets less fun because I usually like to be the smart one, and she unfortunately takes that. So
to get that last word in, right?
Yes, exactly. So bathroom, shower, washer, dryer, and that one. I make the joke, but if I ever get kicked out of my house, I'm just like, I got a couch, I got a shower, washer, dryer, we got a fridge. I'm pretty much set, and so we've got the space, but we've had clients up here as well as in the conference room trying to find like cozy spaces to present and to just make a better experience for clients.
I love it. By the way, since we've been here, new shop, but more recently married, and then a baby on the way. Yes,
got married in August. It was not our honeymoon, but it was basically a second honeymoon to come to Novi, Michigan. Close second.
There you go.
But got married in August, and then baby's due in June.
That's awesome.
I make the joke, you do the math.
This guy's great.
Everybody's sitting there going, October, November.
Yeah. You can ask chat if you're struggling.
This is my office. It's kind of a hodgepodge. There's cardboard boxes everywhere. Watch out.
No, this is great.
I just, our controller's like, we need to get you like some furniture. So, like, I just simply don't care. Like I got a picture of my wife and I on our wedding day. And then after that, it's just, I don't know.
Let's build.
Yeah, I need a computer, some monitors, and that's all I need. Like I don't want anything fancy. I don't need anything fancy. The building's fancy enough.
That's right.
So yeah, trying to figure out how we set this up. I did talk about putting, a conference room table in here. And actually, as dumb as it sounds, having the monitors come down from the ceiling on like a hoist, because there's not much I do, and I'm sure there's other guys watching that are about the same size as us. Like, I don't make a ton of like singular decisions myself throughout the day. We've got, Cole's our branch manager, and he's running those kind of day-to-day decisions. Most of my decisions are made with a group of people, and having a conference room table, it's no longer like that super formal sit-down conversation, but like, hey, grab a seat and let's just chit-chat. And that's the way that I really like to lead. I don't want to lead by, being a dictator. Maybe some days it's a benevolent dictatorship, but most of the time it's, leading by a committee, leading through other people, and that's what we do.
That's awesome. That's awesome, brother.
Yeah.
Looks good. Looks good.
This is what we got. So that basically concludes the shop tour. We don't have, being here a year, we planted grass in the middle of summer, and so the lawn doesn't look that great. Like we kind of joked about, the paint's still wet, but it's been quite a cool scenario. And there's been a couple of times where, the last one here, you walk out and you look out in the yard and it's like, wow, I own a lot of depreciating assets. Like, that's really cool. But we've never made it. And I think that's one of the things that our team loves, is just that constant pursuit, that constant chase. The only thing constant here is change. And so it's been a wild ride, thanks to the awesome people that we've got on this team, and couldn't be happier to show it off. Thank you for the opportunity.
No, thanks again, brother, for the tour. Great work, great job to you and the rest of the team, of course. And it's great seeing the growth, and can't wait to see where we're going to be in a couple more years, brother. So let me ask really quick, we'll sign off for this. Where can people find you if they want to catch up and follow along?
Just at Etch Outdoor. My wife does all the posting. I cannot take any credit for that, but I respond to all the messages. So if you've got anything, please feel free. Even if it's, and I do look at the comments on these videos, by the way, and I even go back to them. Like, I just looked at the comments from the last time. But if you've got anything that either you do that we could learn from, more than happy to learn. Send me a message if you're going to absolutely burn me, please. Don't do that in public. I wouldn't appreciate that too much, but no, some good natured giving each other a hard time is always good too.
That's awesome. All right, brother. Well, cool deal. Well, I'll let you get back to it. Thanks again.
Yeah, thanks.